Packer and Durham. It is the Power Hour. Indeed it is, because we're going to have Eddie Royal making his debut on our show.
Yeah.
And fan favorite, the coveted invite, will be rocking at the bottom of the hour as we continue to stream live on the ESPN app. Sirius XM 371 is where you can find us on satellite radio, terrestrial radio. You know how it works. Free parking if you're interested. Apparently there was another station that has jumped on board for that offer.
Well, you've done a tremendous job recruiting.
That's what I do.
I know. I got you.
What I do.
Yeah.
We are going to Raleigh tomorrow, as you well know. So enjoy the basement view today because we will be at Carter Finley Stadium bright and early tomorrow morning.
All right. We got to get the new member of our ACC Network football team up here. You know, we had quarterbacks, we had defensive folks, we have linemen. Packers said it going to break. We needed speed. We needed somebody to separate on the perimeter and in the return game.
Yep.
So what did we do? We went and got Eddie Royal lined up. Eddie, good morning. Welcome to early morning ACC Network. Not this all ACC nighttime jazz, man. You got to get up for this show.
No, I love it. I already had my coffee, got in my workout, so I'm ready to go.
Well, we're 1 for 2. Actually, I'm 0 for 2.
Yeah, you're 0
I
for
like
2.
it that way.
Yeah,
No coffee or workout. But nevertheless, we got this little ACC tilt Friday night now, Hokies and Heels, and we really want you to kind of walk us through what's it like as a player when you're at Virginia Tech and you get, whether it's a top 10 matchup like you got coming up when number 10 North Carolina rolling into town or whatever the situation is. Enter Sandman's one of the great entrances in all of sport. What's it like when you know the anticipation of the walk, you get to the tunnel, and then crank up the music and let's go? Well, from your perspective, just kind of, if you can, just for all of us that kind of wish we could do it once, just to see what that feels like.
It's that feeling of being a kid on Christmas morning, just that excitement of wanting to get out there and get ready to go play, and then you walk through the tunnel and you just start to hear the fans and everything going. Your heart's beating so fast. And then they start playing. They start jumping up and down, and we all run out and slap the stone. And then you just come out, and it's a surreal moment. It's nothing that I could put into words. I just tried to take it all in, every chance that I got to just get out there and try to get ready for a football game, but also enjoy the moment and the atmosphere that I was in.
Eddie, when you zip through there, all right, places going nuts, fireworks, if it's a night game, all that great stuff. How long does it take, though? Okay, that's done. Now we got to go play football. Because I got to figure the coin toss is probably an important thing, knowing whether or not we're going to get to touch it first or the defense goes out there and hopefully gets a 3 and out. I would think from a mental standpoint, the energy level, the adrenaline, you might need a little time just to get your breath.
It does. It does take a little while to get going after that because you got to refocus. I mean, you're so caught up in the excitement and the energy of the atmosphere that you got to think that, hey, I'm not here to cheer. I actually got to go play and put on a show for these guys. So it's an awesome feeling. It normally took me to get hit for the first time. Once I got hit and I felt that first contact, then I was ready to go.
All right, here's the next. It's the only question I have about the whole deal. Do you actually hear the music when you run on the field? Do you hear the band?
Yeah.
You do? Okay. Because I've often talked to guys who say that when the game is going on, they don't hear anything. The game is kind of in virtual silence to them. So I'm curious, when you have that kind of adrenaline rush and you take off through that tunnel, touch the Hokie stone, run on the field, do you hear it? Do you hear it? Because sometimes, the whole mentality kicks in, I guess.
Yeah, for me, I definitely heard it all. I was, like I said, I was taking in the moment. So it was almost like an out-of-body experience, but I was just still there in the moment. I could hear everything. I could make eye contact with fans. I was that locked in to trying to be engulfed in the whole atmosphere. But once you're playing on the field, I don't hear anything. It's when I got the ball in my hands, everything goes silent. But when you come out of that stadium for the first time, you can't help but hear all of the fans. So it's definitely going to be a Virginia Tech advantage for coming out and playing and having them UNC in our home stadium.
All right, so we moved to this game Friday night. Where's your biggest concern for Virginia Tech against Carolina, Eddie?
It's got to be Sam Howell. I mean, we're talking about a guy who's a Heisman front runner. I know he's losing a lot of his weapons, but I mean, this guy, he's got a lot of potential, looking like a first-round draft pick. So to be able to stop him is going to be number one. And so that's the main thing. That defense didn't get off to a great start last year. I know Justin Hamilton's going to get those guys going. Now that we've had spring ball and fall ball in to implement his defense, I think they're going to play a lot better.
You know, you mentioned you didn't hear anything. One of the reasons for that, Eddie, is because you were 3 feet by everybody. You were out there running like I was trying to defend you. No wonder why you didn't hear anything. You blew by everybody. Virginia Tech under Justin Fuente has averaged over 40 points a game against North Carolina. Now, granted, they did that last year and lost the game. These two have had some unbelievable matchups here the last couple of years. What is it about Justin Fuente's offense that you think clicks against North Carolina?
Yeah, I don't know exactly what it is. It'll be great to see. I think this team is different. You know, we got the running back position is going to be a toss up right now. We got 2 guys that could go in and run the ball, and I think we got a lot of weapons on the outside. Being able to get them the ball with jet sweeps and get the ball to them quickly to be able to make plays. But I really think the key to winning this game is don't get into a shootout with these guys. I mean, UNC's they got a lot of talent on their team. Ty Chandler coming over from Tennessee, I think he's going to be a great addition to that team. I would just try to play ball control football and keep it a low-scoring game, and hopefully they can slow down Sam Howell.
Boy, you're really going to put it on Amari Barno and Holyfield and some of these guys then. Shamari Connor, you're putting it on the defense, aren't you? You're going to go old school and put it on Coach Hamilton a little heavier than you led me to believe a minute ago.
I'm pretty sure Justin's not going to appreciate that, but that's my guy. I played with him when I was at Tech, so he'll understand. But I guess I'm an old school Virginia Tech guy that wants him to play great on special teams and have one of the best defenses in the country and run the ball. So that was our recipe for success when I was there. Even being a receiver, of course, I wanted to throw the ball 50 times a game, but I knew for us to win, we had to control the clock and play good defense.
Well, that's the other part, too. That's what's great about having you on with us now on the network is you know what the quarterback depth chart looks like in this league. I mean, Sam Howell might be at the top, but he's not the only one by any stretch. Eddie, ultimately, though, the prowess of these quarterbacks is going to depend on the receivers, no matter whether it's Sam Howell, Kenny Pickett, De'Aaron King, DJ at Clemson. I mean, it's gonna be converted by the receivers, right?
Yeah, I think so. And one of my favorite receivers in the league is Zay Flowers. I mean, he's so exciting when he gets the ball in his hands. He can make plays. He does it all over the field, and he's a smaller guy like me, so maybe that's why I'm a little bit partial to him. But, yeah, the receivers in this league are top-notch. I've been impressed with the guys that I've been watching, so I'm excited to see him up close. And another guy that I love watching is Emeka Emezi. I mean, he's a big body, and nobody can really cover that guy one-on-one. So I think he's going to make a lot of plays for NC State this year.
Speaking of receivers, David Hale of ESPN.com says Virginia Tech has the best core of receivers in the league. Now, there's a lot to pick from. And this is a kind of a crazy question given I'm talking to a former Virginia Tech wide receiver. Do you agree with David Hale that the Hokies have the best wide receiver core in the league? Putting you right on the spot.
Yeah, I'll say they have one of the best receiving cores in the league. It's tough when you look at this conference. I mean, it's filled with so many different groups of guys that are deep throughout the position. But when you throw in the tight end position, that we're talking about pass catchers with James Mitchell involved with those guys. Yeah, they're at the top of the bunch, if you ask me. Now it's just, can we get them the ball? What can we do with those guys? How can we get this offense rolling? So we have the talent now. It's just going about and putting up points and putting up a lot of yards.
It's going to be interesting. Trey Turner is a guy who, at times last year still put on a show in this league, and quarterback was a little bit of an upheaval position at times in Blacksburg last year. Eddie, when we get to games like this, I mean, we're talking about Virginia Tech, Carolina. We could go Clemson, Georgia, any of these high-mark season-opening games. What's the run-up to him like for a guy who's playing, though? I mean, that's the thing about this. Mentality, physical, you want to be in shape. You want to be prepared to play. It's a brand-new year. Can you overcook this a little bit, though, if you're not careful?
I think as a receiver coming in and you really want to be ready to go. I mean, you got so much going on that you just want to go out, and especially a big game like this, you really want to put on the show. And as a team like Virginia Tech, I think this is a statement game for their season. They really want to show the type of team that they're going to be, and it's going to kick off their season. So if you beat a team like UNC who has a lot of hype, this can do great things for your confidence just moving forward. So I think this is a bigger game than just what the 1-0 or 0-1 record means. It's a confidence booster for this team who might need one.
Totally agree with that. Eddie, big picture in the league. Give me 2 or 3 things that you're looking forward to the most this weekend. Forget North Carolina, Virginia Tech a second. The rest of the league. Give me 2 or 3 things that you're looking forward to.
Well, of course, watching the Clemson Georgia game. I think everybody's excited about that one. That's a top-notch matchup in week 1. And we'll get to see the ACC versus the SEC. And I mean, our best team versus one of their best teams. And a lot of people think that Georgia is the best team in SEC. So we'll get to see where we rank as far as everybody, as far as the other conferences. And I'm really looking forward to that matchup. A guy that I really want to see is the running back, Will Shipley, at Clemson. I mean, I watched his highlight tape, and I was very impressed with him. He's a 5-star guy who I think can come out and have an immediate impact. So I'm looking forward to seeing him play. And also the Miami-Alabama game. I mean, it's another SEC, ACC matchup that I'm excited about watching and seeing if De'Aaron King is healthy, if that knee is going to hold up in a big primetime game. And so I'm a big fan of his, and I can't wait to watch him run around and make some plays. And the addition of Charleston Rambo from Oklahoma, who I think is going to be a nice add to that offense. We'll be able to see what they can do against this stingy Alabama defense. But, I mean, De'Aaron King is a playmaker and another Heisman hopeful, so it's going to be an exciting weekend.
Be honest, Eddie, the only reason you want to watch Charleston Rambo is to see how much he can create from Mike Harley. One speed guy always wants to watch another speed guy, right? I mean, you're going to talk about Charleston Rambo just hoping he drags guys downfield for Harley to cut, right?
Of course, Harley. I mean, he's the leader coming back on that team. He's a very good receiver, and yeah, you always need that guy to clear it out for you.
Well, listen, we look forward to having you on the show a bunch. And when you're in the neighborhood, come on by, man. We got plenty of room for you down here in the basement.
You miss it, Eddie?
A little bit. I mean, being around it more, it does make me miss it. And seeing that intro of Lane Stadium does make me want to get out there and play a little bit. So, yeah, I guess you could say I miss it.
It's always in the DNA. When you're a player, it's always in the DNA.
Look at it. Oh, no, not the Cavaliers. Eddie, cutting up Virginia? Come on now. Really?
We're going to get called. That video's looking a little grainy, guys. It's aging me a little bit, man.
Hey, I don't know. Hey, but that might be a game Herzlich played in. He may want to have a word with you about that.
We did beat up one of those guys a little bit.
Eddie, take care. Great to have you with us, and welcome to ACC Network, okay?
I appreciate it. Thanks for having me, guys.
You bet. Eddie Royal. Man, was he fun to watch at Virginia Tech. Holy
great
cow.
Teams now.
Tell the
Hokies,
truth.
No joke.
We told you we're live in Raleigh tomorrow, but we're just the undercard, folks. There's the primetime show. 6 o'clock, 90 minutes of JC, Coach Rick, EJ Manuel, Eric McLean, all knotted up, ready to go. They're going to drive Kelsey Riggs by for old time's sake. With Dave O'Brien, Tim Hasselbeck, wall-to-wall coverage starts for 6 o'clock from Raleigh tomorrow night. It all happens in the Huddle Pack.
Yeah, I'll have to watch it because when I finally find the hotel, they'll be in the penthouse. We'll be down there on either second or third floor.
6 o'clock on ACC Network, streaming live on the ESPN app. One app, one tap. You know the drill. Sit tight. When we come back, we've submitted accounting. Some of you have submitted accounting.
Oh,
yeah, the fans
like it.
digging in. We'll get to it next on Packer and Durham.